Healing does not follow the deadline. Yet many people live as if it does. They believe they should be over it by now. They think they should feel better already. They expect themselves to recover faster than their heart is actually ready for. And when they don't, they begin to feel frustrated with themselves. But healing is not a race. It is a process. A slow unfolding. A quiet rebuilding. A gradual return to peace. And if you have been feeling pressured to heal faster than you are able to, this final message is for you. Because your healing does not need urgency. It needs grace. One of the hardest pressures people face after emotional pain is internal pressure. The pressure to move on quickly. To act normal again. To stop feeling what they are still processing. From the outside, people may say, "You should be over this by now. You need to move forward, you can't stay stuck there." But emotional healing does not operate on external timelines. Because healing is not just about time passing. It is about emotional processing. And processing takes time. There are layers to emotional pain. Some wounds are recent. Some are old. Some are buried deeply. Some were never spoken about. And each layer takes different levels of healing. That is why two people can experience similar pain but heal at completely different speeds. Because healing is personal. There is no universal timeline for recovery. Some people heal quietly and quickly. Others heal slowly and deeply. Neither is wrong. But many people struggle because they compare their healing journey with others. They see someone else moving forward and assume they should be there too. But comparison becomes pressure. And pressure often delays healing instead of helping it. One of the most important truths in emotional recovery is this: you are not behind. You are not late. You are not failing. You are healing at the pace your heart can safely handle. In Psalms, we often see emotional honesty about waiting, pain, and restoration. Waiting is not wasted time. Waiting is often where healing is shaped quietly. Because while nothing seems to be happening externally, something is happening internally. Emotional strength is rebuilding. Perspective is shifting. Peace is slowly returning. Even if you cannot see it yet. One of the reasons people rush healing is because pain feels uncomfortable. And humans naturally want relief from discomfort. But rushing emotional recovery can lead to incomplete healing. Like covering a wound before it has fully healed underneath. It may look better temporarily, but still be vulnerable inside. True healing requires allowing yourself to feel, process, reflect, and release at a healthy pace. Not forcing closure. Not suppressing emotions. Not pretending everything is fine prematurely. But gently walking through the process. There are seasons where healing feels like nothing is changing. But silence does not mean stagnation. Sometimes the deepest healing happens quietly beneath the surface. Like roots growing underground before visible growth appears. In Isaiah chapter 40 verse 31, Scripture speaks about strength being renewed. Renewal implies restoration over time, not instantly. And that matters. Because many people expect instant emotional transformation. But emotional wounds often require gradual restoration. Especially wounds involving grief, betrayal, disappointment, trauma, or long-term emotional exhaustion. Those wounds do not disappear quickly. They soften slowly. And softness is part of healing. One of the most important parts of recovery is self-compassion. Because many people become critical of themselves during healing. They say, "Why am I still feeling this? Why haven't I moved on yet? What is wrong with me? But nothing is wrong with you for needing time. Your heart is processing. And processing takes patience. Even in nature, healing takes time. Broken bones do not heal instantly. Wounds do not close immediately. Restoration follows a process. And emotional healing is no different. There are also spiritual dimensions to healing. Because many people feel pressure in their faith journey as well. They think healing should be quick because they believe. But faith is not denial of process. Faith is trust during process. Trusting even when progress is invisible. Trusting even when emotions are still heavy. Trusting even when answers are not immediate. In Romans chapter 8 verse 28, Scripture reminds us that meaning can still emerge through all seasons. Not all pain is immediately understandable. But healing can still unfold within it. There are viewers today who feel stuck emotionally. But you are not stuck. You are becoming. Even if it feels slow. Even if it feels quiet. Even if it feels uncertain. Healing is still happening. And sometimes the most important breakthrough is not external change, but internal peace slowly returning. There will come a moment where you realize, I don't hurt the same way anymore, and it will not feel sudden. It will feel gradual. That is how healing often works. Quietly. Slowly. Steadily. One of the final truths in this series is this: you are allowed to take your time. You are allowed to heal without rushing. You are allowed to move gently through your process. You are allowed to pause without guilt. Because your healing is not a performance. It is a restoration. And restoration cannot be rushed. So be kind to yourself in this season. Speak gently to your heart. Allow space for reflection. Allow time for emotional repair. Allow grace to do what pressure cannot. And trust that even now, healing is still unfolding in your life. If this series has helped you in any way, subscribe for weekly encouragement, emotional healing, spiritual growth, and faith-based reflection. And in the comments, you can simply write, I am healing at my own pace. No explanation needed. Just honesty. As we close this series, remember this: your soul is not broken beyond repair. Your story is not finished. Your healing is not behind schedule. You are still becoming. And even in seasons of exhaustion, silence, and emotional weight, God is still working within you in ways you may not yet fully understand. This is not the end of your healing. It is part of it. So do not rush what is still unfolding. Do not condemn what is still healing. And do not give up on yourself in the process. You are not alone. And you are not forgotten. You are healing. Thank you for walking through this series when the soul is tired. If this series spoke to your heart, share it with someone who may need healing, hope, and encouragement. Subscribe for more faith-based emotional healing, spiritual growth, and reflective wisdom for life's difficult seasons. And remember, even tired souls can heal again.